Y'all, I'm coming. If anybody's in the chair, I'm coming. Hey, Alex. How are you this morning? Y'all are making me something. Just give me a second. I'm running behind. Hey, everybody. Good morning. Hey to the 5 people in here. Y'all keep coming and going. Coming. What y'all waiting on? Y'all waiting to see if I'm going to be cussing this morning? That what y'all waiting on? Who y'all want me to cuss out? I'll cuss them out. Put the name in the chat. I'm not a Christian. I'll cuss them out. No, but y'all, that's not what I'm here for. Um, I am going to start doing some live streams on CPS. To me, and hey, Miss Lisa, how are you? To me, from where I live now and where I used to live, which is Robeson County, CPS is the modern day, the new day kidnappers. They can kidnap them right there in front of your eyes because let me tell you, a couple people, one family that I know personally, and I'm going to play his content, not today, but when I start doing the lives on CPS, I'm going to play the live streams. It's all from Facebook. Hey, Shadow. So, the guy's wife got tangled up in some bullshit. Bullshit meaning she started doing drugs, running the streets, neglecting her kids. So they came, took the kids. Social service came and took the kids. Okay. The father wanted the kids. So they told the father he had to have a job. He had to have a place to live. He had to have food in the house. The kids had to have, because it's a boy and a girl, they got to have their own bedrooms. You know what I'm saying? Because with CPS, they don't want boys and girls sharing a room, even though they are minors. They're children, but still, the man couldn't have a 2-bedroom apartment unless he was going to sleep in the living room. But anyway, he got a 3-bedroom house. You know, he was blessed with a 3-bedroom house so he could get his children back. So the workers come out, they check the house, everything checked out. He had supervised visitation, you know, which means he had to go to this place that they dig. And CPS workers had to be there. You know, one of them had to be there. So this man did absolutely everything they told him to do. He started getting his visitations, twice a week for 2 hours. So he was sick. He got sick with the C19. He got sick with it, and he was hospitalized. So he missed 2 visitations because, well, not 2, but he missed 4 in all because it was 2 visits a week. So he missed 4 visitation hours because he spent like 4 or 5 days in the hospital. And then, they want you to stay C19 free for what, 10 days, 7 days, whatever, before you start going around with other folks. So he skipped the appointments, and he called them and let them know, I got COVID. I don't want to be around the kids. I don't want to give them the, he didn't want them to get it. So when he went back to his doctor's appointment and he was clear of that, the doctor said he's fine, whatever. He can go back to visiting his kids or whatever. The man called the social worker the day before his visitation day. And he asked the worker, he said, are we still on for visitation, for my visitation? Don't you know that woman told him no, that his kid been adopted out without his knowledge, without the mother's knowledge. The grandmothers didn't know, the grandpappies didn't know, the aunts and uncles did. They adopted out that man's children without his knowledge. And it's more than one case down there in Robertson County. It's more than one case of CPS stealing people's kids, and I'm gonna say it like that because there was another girl. She's been fighting for 2 years to get her kid back. Do everything they say do. They adopted out her kids. I'm gonna start posting some of the stuff, and when I start doing my live streams on CPS, I'm gonna play some of the content. But like I said, it's all on Facebook. I can send, I can post links for those of y'all who got Facebook and want to see and listen to what's going on down there in Robertson County. Robertson County. I was on Facebook last night, and I was reading one of the articles, and I actually tagged Robertson County Department of Social Services. I sure did. The people down there are a hashtagging the mayor. Hell, they even hashtagging Donald Trump because, like I said, social service is the new modern day kidnappers. They can kidnap your kid in plain sight. Now, I've never had CPS in my life, thank God, but I do know people that have. Before I moved here, where I'm at now in Ruffin, everybody know where I live. I live in Ruffin. I came from Robertson County. Everybody know that. My shit done been put out there, but it's okay. I don't give a damn. But anyway, before I moved up here, I did live in apartments with my kids. It was me and my kids and, single parent, this, that, the third. I left the girls' daddy when the baby was 9 months old. So it was just me and the girls at that time. And my mom would babysit for me to go to work. So, Lisa, they're under investigation right now by, I can't think of the name of the, I'm a poster. I can't remember the name of the people that are investigating DSS in. Yeah, it's in Robertson County. I mean, it's in North Carolina, Lisa. But DSS in Robertson County is under investigation right now as we speak. But yeah, I was living in the apartments taking care of my kids. It was just me and the girls. I worked 2 jobs, to pay my bills and to take care of my kids. You're going to do what you're going to do, take care of your kids. So a girl that lived like 3 apartments down from me, somebody called social service on her. And said that, you know, she was out all time of the nights and this, that, and the third. But when she was out and about, she did not have her kids. Her kids was over to the daddy's house because the daddy got the kids on the weekends. Didn't matter. Social service still came and took that child's young ones. And she fought and fought for like 10, I think it was like 10 months before she finally got her kids back, because the daddy actually showed up and said, yeah, I have my kids on the weekend. I don't care what she do on the weekend. They're doing it, Lisa. They're doing it. I promise you. I'm gonna post the Facebook links on my channel. Yeah, because I'm on my phone and I don't got Facebook on my computer. So I'm gonna get on my computer. I'm gonna do a live tomorrow, and I'll get on my computer and I'm gonna let you guys listen. Lisa, down there, they'll put the kids in foster care, and I'm promising you, they're adopting these kids out. I sent Unspoken a link on them. Yeah, and I mean, these people is down in Robertson County. These people are, I mean, it's lots of them. It's not just a family here and a family there and a family. It is a lot of people where social services coming in their home and snatching their kids. I'm serious. I'm going to post it for y'all. I want y'all to read it. I want y'all to hear it. Like I said, I'm going to schedule a live tomorrow. Okay, I got to work in the morning. I get off at 12:30. I'm going to schedule a live for maybe around 4 o'clock. And I'm going to play some of that content. And you know what? Go on Google and Google CPS in Robertson County, North Carolina. And it's going to bring you right straight to what I'm talking about. Lisa, down there, they're not even letting the grandparents get the kids. Look it up. Look up Robertson County CPS. Look it up. Hold on, let me get my tablet. Look it up. But it's crazy down there. I mean, and I'm pretty sure it's not just happening there. I'm sure it's happening, you know, in other places. Let me look it up right fast for y'all. Maybe it's one that I can play for y'all. I'm still here, y'all. I'm just looking it up. Hey, Paradise, how are you? How are you? Okay, listen to this, Lisa. I don't know how to share on StreamYard. Hey, Spencer, I don't know how to share on StreamYard, but I'm going to post this. I'm going to post it for y'all. Just one person says, it just blows my mind. Kids taken from family, DSS, case closed without ever going to court. So if they never went to court, how are they going to close the case? But let me. Okay, here's a good one. And this was Tanya Brown, who is a news reporter. My tablet's slow, y'all, but it's old as Methuselah, so y'all have to forgive me. There's a guy, I'm a post him too, but he's an advocate for these people. Trying to get this. Okay. It says several families say they feel as if they're not given a fair chance to regain custody of their children. Hey, April, I see you. I see you. To regain custody of their children taken away from them by the Robeson County Department of Social Services. Nearly a dozen parents and grandparents talked with ABC News 15 saying they've done all that they have been required to do, but their kids remain in foster care. Listen, Lisa. Listen, Lisa. And some even been adopted out to other families. The children were placed in foster care for different reasons. Okay, hold on. Let me know if y'all can hear this.
As if they've not been given a fair chance.
It's chopping. I don't know why.
To regain custody of their children taken away.
It's not going to play right. Spencer, this is in North Carolina.
North Carolina Department of Social Services.
If y'all look up Robeson County, like I said, Robeson County Department of Social Service, it'll tell you.
Parents say they've done all that they've been required to do, but their kids remain in foster care.
It's not going to play right. So I'm going to read it.
Some have been adopted to other families. Dottie Brown's.
It says this lady named Sheila. Okay, shut up. You wouldn't play when I wanted you to play. What the hell? No, I'm not signing up for your newsletter. I don't want your newsletter. This lady named Sheila, I'm not going to say her whole name. She's been fighting for several years. Years, y'all. Years to get her kids. Well, her grandkids is her grandkids, but she's been fighting years.
People talk with me about what they call mistreatment by Robeson County Department of Social Services.
Okay.
They each have a different situation that led to their children and
It's not going to play right. I hate this thing.
grandchildren being removed from their homes by a social worker.
Anyway, let's try to mute this here. She not playing right with me. Okay, Sheila said she'd been fighting for several years to get custody of her two grandchildren. Sheila says she met all DSS requirements, even was granted custody of a 14-year-old child that's not even a relative of hers. The lady said she cries, it's depressed, and I get up every day thinking about the children. I go to bed thinking about the children. And I mean, the lady had, okay, y'all just heard her. This is the lady that's speaking. Y'all know it's off and on. But the lady said during all this, she's had a heart attack from stress trying to get the kids back. I mean, it's ridiculous. But I mean, like I said, it's the modern day kidnappers, okay? And then I read where the social worker, and I posted the little damn link or video. I posted it, and the lady said this happened in Alabama. Now y'all listen. Said that the SS went and picked up a 3-year-old child from their parents, right? The child was supposed to go into foster care. Tell me why the social worker went home. Hey, Best Mom. Tell me why the social worker went home, left this child in her car from 12:30 to 5:30. And the baby is going to meet Jesus. I posted the little video, and if you go to the lady's channel, she's got the link to the story of that happening, and that happened in Alabama. So, y'all, I'm eating. So, you remembered to go get this baby from its parents. Didn't offer to give the baby to the grandparents, the aunts, the uncle. You didn't offer none of that. You remember to go get the child. But then you pull up to your house and you forget the child's in your back seat in a hot ass car. And it's hell hot in Alabama. And you left that baby out there for 5 hours. I mean, y'all, it's gonna be some good content. Because it's a serious matter. It is. It's serious. And when I post that they're modern day kidnappers, that's all it is. They're going to get these people children, and they're not giving them a chance, you know, to do right or to do whatever they ask for them to get their children back. Make it make sense.
Both me and them.
Make it make sense. Because I'm not getting it. I'm not getting Spencer, I got some notes already taken down, and I got some reference, some links. I'm not coming out here saying this just to say it. I've been researching this for a minute now. Lisa, one of the articles, it says the grandparents in North Carolina has no rights to the children. I'm telling you, DSS feel like they can go and do what they want to do, which the workers are instructed to do so. You know, the worker's not just going to go and say, okay, because she's going to come out to the house and she's going to check the house first, right? Well, this is how it's supposed to go. They're supposed to come out and check the house. And walk through the house and take pictures if necessary, and then go back and report to the person that's over her or him. Then it's the person's that's over her decision to do whatever they're going to do. They got to read the lady's notes. You know what I'm saying? They got to look at the pictures. It's crazy. But I mean, like, this girl that lives here where I'm at now, which is Rockingham County, they come and got her kids, which they had been watching her or whatever. She went to her 90 days rehab. She had to actually be in a rehab facility for 90 days, and she did. So she was granted, after her 90 days, she was granted visitation rights. Then she had the drug test every week. And after she passes her drug test, every how many they gave her, which she did, then they would let her get the babies on the weekends. And then it left from the weekends to she got them back and the case was closed. That was here. But in Robeson County, which I'm gonna tell y'all, Robeson County, and I know this because I live there, is crooked as hell with the cops and everybody else. Everybody. Just crooked. I'm trying to tell you. I'm going to continue with Lisa. Like I said, I've been researching this, and some of the people I know because I lived in Robeson County all my life from 1963 to 2009. So, no, 2007 when I moved up here. So, most of the people that is involved in this, you know, I know him personally. Like the guy that's advocating for these families, his name is Johnny Locklear. Y'all can look him up on Facebook if you want to. But I'm gonna put his link when I do my live tomorrow. Tomorrow is when I'm gonna start doing the CPS stuff. But I'll put his Facebook link and all. I mean, the only thing about Johnny I don't like is he's a hardcore Trump fan. That's the only thing I don't like about him. But the fact is that he's out here fighting for these families, trying to help these families get their kids back, putting Robinson County DSS on blast for what they're doing, which is unlawful and ungodly, because like I said, they're adopting these kids out and the parents aren't even knowing these kids are adopted out. So I'm gonna put all that down for y'all, so y'all won't say, well, I don't believe none of that. No, it's true. I would never lie like that. I would never lie about someone losing their kids to DSS or anything, to DSS, losing their kids due to death or what. I would never joke on somebody's kid. And like I said, some of these families, I know their parents, okay? The children that are getting taken away is children of parents that I know, okay? I know the grandmas and the grandpas. That's who I know. And when I go listen to some of the stories, I'd be like, the lady Sheila, I was like, oh my God, I grew up with this lady. Which is why I left Robinson County. It was time to go. It was time to go. It was. It was time to go. Robinson County, they're real racist down there. Okay, it's the Lumbee people, which my daddy's daddy was black. My daddy's mama was Lumbee Indian. My mama's dad was Irish, but her mom was also Lumbee Indian. So I'm a mud. I got everything mixed in me. But I'm about to talk about the Lumbee native tribe, okay? They're racist, they're evil, and I don't care what nobody say. Not all of them. Don't get me wrong, not all of them. But a lot of them are racist towards white folks, black folks, Mexican folks, and I don't understand why, because where do they think we came from? Where do they think the Lumbee people came from? Okay, we mixed, regardless of what people say. Yes, I am too, Lisa. The Lumbees were made up from all different races mixed into one. That's why I say we're a mud. Okay? There is no pure bloodline for Lumbee Indians, and that's just the way that is. We've got federally recognized, but for what? That don't mean nothing to me. Shit. I don't need the government to recognize me. Hell, I recognize my damn self. The hell? But some of these stories is going to make y'all, it's going to break y'all's heart. I'm serious. It's going to break your heart. And like I said, I'm going to play where you can actually hear not on my little ancient tablet. I'm not going to fool with that no more. That thing's ancient as hell, older than my great-grandpappy. But I'm going to get another device. So, thank you, Lisa. I'm going to have another device so y'all can hear it. I want y'all to hear it as we talk about it. Because, like I said, it's crazy. It is crazy. Y'all going to be like, what in the holy is going on? But it's something I've never seen. I've never experienced. Like, come on, people. It's going to be wild, and like I said, some of it is going to really break y'all's heart because it is so sad what those kids are going through, especially the kids who are like 5 and 6 and 7, 8, you know, the older kids. The older kids that are away from their parents, you know, it's got to be hard. Now, both my parents are deceased. And it hurts me when I sit and think about my parents that I can never see them again. Imagine being 11 years old and your parents are still alive and you can't be with them because somebody come and snatched you up. Your mama and your daddy or whoever is out there fighting tooth and nail to get you back, but nobody's recognizing that they're out there fighting to get their kid back. It's sad, y'all. It's a sad world we live in. And I know that people, because there was up there 20-something people in this here chat a while ago. And I know some of those people came in here expecting me to be cussing and this and that and the third. I'm not doing that. I'm not cussing nobody out. I'm not talking about nobody. I don't care who talks about me, what they got to say about me. I don't care. To me, and I've made this decision and I've been thinking about it a long time. I'm going to do stuff over here. And hopefully it makes a difference in somebody's life. You know what I'm saying? Maybe somebody see this content and see people praying that they get their kids back, or somebody do go in and correct the problems that DSS in Robinson County is having. You know what I'm saying? That's what I want to do. That's what I want to be known for. Well, I saw this lady named Virginia on YouTube, and she was saying this about DSS, and they were praying for the families. That's what I want. I don't want to be known for, oh, she comes out here and she cussed this person. I'm not. That's over. That's over and done with. If I'm gonna cuss anything out, it's my ancient ass tablet, cause it's old as shit. And I can't buy me a new one because I had to pay $2,000 for my daughter, which she'll be leaving on the 16th of August to go to college. So we'll be setting her dorm up, but I had to pay $2,000 for that. Plus all the dorm stuff, the bed covers, the laundry basket, the laundry supplies, the toiletries, all the shelves, all the storage containers, all that shit adds up. That adds up. I don't have time for bullshit. My other grandson, okay, he went for that. What is it? The HVAC. He went for HVAC, got certified. He went back for welding, and he just finished. He's certified in welding. Now he wants to go back for the underwater welding. That's an $849 class that I got to pay for. Okay, so I got real life going on over here. Not only was I over here battling and fighting cancer and beat cancer and cancer free right now. I might be bald headed here in a little bit, but I got real life over here that I want to talk about. Okay. That's true, Lisa. So I'm gonna be over here doing real life stuff. Like, I'm still gonna listen to Unspoken. I'm still gonna be in her chat or whoever else. But my content don't have to be like anybody else's content. My content can be my content. And like I said, I want it to be something that somebody will say, well, I listened to that lady, and you know what? I got something from that. Okay, me out here calling somebody a bitch and this, that, and the third. What you gonna get out of that other than, okay, if she says she's a bitch, did she? No. We're gonna stick to what we're doing now. And like I said, I'm gonna schedule a live for tomorrow. I know I'm all over the place, y'all. Yes, Lisa, it was a battle. Nobody knew. Well, Unspoken knew. My sis Rosie knew. Bams knew. And I did tell Vaughn. But at that time, I was talking to Vaughn on the phone and shit. But it's okay. It's whatever. But I was over here sick as hell. Y'all hold on, I gotta reheat my food. I'm sitting here talking to y'all and letting my dang old food get cold. My skinny ass needs to eat. But I was over here fighting from November, which I didn't tell Unspoken until I found out November. I didn't tell anybody till except my family. My family knew. I told Unspoken in February, and I told Bam and Bonds and Rosa because those are the people that I talk to. So I was over here fighting cancer, not saying nothing to nobody, not doing no videos, nothing, no live streams, no nothing. And I was getting cussed out and talked about. For what? And I was upset about people talking about me because that's just how I am. I was upset about people talking about me when I hadn't said nothing. But then something whispered in my ear and said, girl, you over here fighting cancer. You ain't got time to be worrying about stupid mess. And then after, my surgery, I had my surgery April the 24th, 2025. They cut out part of my left lung, the top part. They cut that part out because that's where the cancer was. Hold on a minute. Praise God, Lisa. Ain't God good? Ain't he good? So they cut enough out so that they can test the outside parts of where they cut. So my margins were clean, but I still had to do one round of chemo. And that was the one round of chemo was, it was just the one round. I did get sick, but my hair is still falling out. And I mean, I don't know if I'm going to go, if it's all going to fall out. But when it starts looking patchy, that's when I'm going to go and shave my head because I'm not walking around with patches. No. It was stage 2, Lisa, non-small cell carcinoma. That's what I had. And I mean, in 2020, I had to have an MRI done and this, that, and the third because I was getting ready to get my defibrillator. So, they're going to check everything before they start doing all kind of stuff to you. And so they seen the little nodule. It was a nodule then, and that was 2020. So I had to go every 6 months to have an MRI done, so they can keep up with the growth process of it. Alec, I'm going to make you a moderator as soon as I can get on something else. But it hadn't grew from 2020, 21, 22, 23. It stayed the same. So when I went for my second MRI, my first MRI in 24 was it was either May or June. So I went in November to have the second one done. And that's when they saw that it had grew. So I had to go and have a biopsy done. They put you to sleep, they go down your throat, they cut a little bit and send it off to be tested. And it came back malignant. So which I kind of figured, I'd been sick, y'all. I was 133 pounds and I was sick. I couldn't eat. When I did eat, I would throw up. There were days I couldn't get out of my bed. I can talk about it now because God brought me from that to here. So I can talk about it now. There were days I couldn't get out of my bed. And I can remember I miss at that time I only worked weekends. I worked Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And it was 3 weekends straight. I could not get out of my bed to go to work. And when I went to work, I would get sick at work. They had to call the ambulance, or I had to call my grandson. Somebody would have to come and get me. So oh, sweetie, he'll do it. Oh, Lisa, is everything okay now? I mean, are you good now? But and like I said, it was 3 weekends I couldn't work. And I worked for some wonderful people. Some wonderful people. My job didn't fire me, which hell, I was trying to get fired. I was trying to, they won't even let me damn quit. I quit. And you know what? She called me and she was like, Virginia, why you ain't at work? But anyway, let's get back to the sickness. I know I'm all over the place, y'all. But anyway, my husband came off the road because he drives trucks. And he's over the road. He'd be gone 7, 8, 9 days or whatever. I was so sick that my husband took a leave from his job so he could be home with me. I went from 133 pounds down to 97 pounds. I was 97 pounds, y'all. 61 years old at 97 pounds. Thank God, Lisa. Thank God. We are blessed. And I didn't know or wasn't thinking. But then when it had grew and I had to start going to the oncologist, they said that that was a sign of non-small cell. That was a sign. So I'm laying back there sick as a dog with lung cancer and didn't even know I had it. You see what I'm saying? When he done the biopsy and it came back malignant, then he told me, he said, that's why you're sick. That's one of the signs. Not everybody gets it, but that is one of the signs, you know. Loss of appetite, nausea, vomiting, diarrhea. And I had all of it, y'all. I could drink water and get sick. So it was days and days and days. I laid in my room and never ate nothing, never drunk anything. I had to go to the hospital and stay a couple of days. The people at the hospital didn't know because me not taking in fluid, and I have CHF, I have congestive heart failure. So, you know, your fluid intake is important when you have CHF. If your fluid is too high, it can mess with you. If your fluid is too low, it can mess with you. So one day I was laying back there. This is before my husband took off from work, and I was sick. I barely could open my eyes. My daughter called the ambulance. They come and got me. I got to the hospital. My blood pressure was 76/42. So with my blood pressure being that low, me being dehydrated, I ended up with a kidney injury. Okay. I mean, I'm still having issues with my kidneys, but no, I don't need dialysis or nothing like that. I just have to make sure that in a 24-hour period, I drank 62 ounces of fluids. Okay. It's got to be 62. So I have to measure pretty much everything I drink. Or like if I eat salads or some watermelon or something like that, I have to calculate that in as fluid because that's all it is. That's all a salad is made out of. Once you eat it, it turns to fluid. So that's when, right after that is when the oncologist called, and you know, they set up my appointment, they done the biopsy, and they told me that it was cancer. So of course I broke down, like, and I know I was wrong, and I asked God for forgiveness, because you're not supposed to question God. Okay, what God does is what God does. Okay, what He does is His business. It's not for us to question Him. But I did. I broke down, and I'm like, why me? Like, I've had a heart attack. I've been in fluid overload. I mean, I've had to have a complete shoulder replacement. Like, why does it keep happening to me? And you know what the lady from the church told me? She said that God gives His strongest warriors the hardest battles to fight. And that's why I said in one of my live streams, when they were over there talking about me, none of those people can put on my shoes and walk a mile in it. They couldn't. They couldn't go through what I went through. I mean, it's been rough. 2005 has not been the best year for me. I mean, I'm not ashamed to tell it. I'm not scared to come out here and thank God in front of people for what He's done for me. I'm not ashamed of that. Because with my heart condition, it's never safe to go under anesthesia. It's not. It's not safe for somebody in my condition. But look what God did. Right, April. That's what I was trying, to say. So no, if people came over here in this live and thought they was going to hear some cussing and all that, y'all wrong. It's not happening. I'm not cussing nobody out. I don't care what people do on their channel. None of that. I don't care about none of that. Y'all do what y'all do. Y'all live y'all's life to the fullest. Live your life like tomorrow may never come, because that's what I'm doing. God has brought me so far. Like, I haven't went back to work full time yet, but I will be next week. I will be back to 5 days a week next week. So I'm good. God is good. God has blessed me. God has blessed me to the fullest. I mean, I may not be rich in money, but my house is paid for. My cars is paid for. I got lights, I got water, I got food, I got cars, I got health insurance, I got life insurance, I got my kids, they got insurance, they going to college. I mean, I am blessed and highly favored. I don't care what nobody say. So, with that being said, y'all, I am going to schedule the live for tomorrow, and I'm pull out my other computer and get it to running good, because it ain't been on, and I don't know. The last time I was on that computer, I was playing Sims, and that was before I even got sick. So I know I got some updating to do. So I'm gonna get it updated and get it straightened out for tomorrow. Because, like I said, I want y'all to hear these people and hear the pain in these ladies' voice. That's true, April. That is so true. That is so, girl. Nobody, and y'all know what else. Let me just say this, and this is not to start nothing. I get so sick and tired of hearing people say, that old woman, that old hag, and ain't your mama old? Ain't your grandmammy old? Don't you hope to live long enough to be old? I mean, what the hell is wrong with you people? Y'all think throwing somebody's age up is a diss? No. To live to be 61 is a blessing. Some people didn't make it past 21. Hell, some of them didn't even make it to 18. What is you talking about? Calling somebody old. That's not a read, honey. That's a blessing. My girls' grandmother on their father's side just turned 90. That's a blessing. So you gonna get on here and call somebody grandma old because she's 90? That's a blessing, child. That's not a read. Living to see another year is a blessing, child. Mm-mm. Except for my little tablet. My little tablet's old as shit. Everybody gonna be old one day. Yeah, Lisa, if they live long enough and be blessed. I mean, using somebody's age isn't a read. That's not a read, people. That's a blessing. But the only thing I'm worried about and call old is my I'm gonna go buy me a tablet. Exactly, April. Exactly. Millions didn't make it, but hallelujah, thank you, Jesus, I did. Exactly, Lisa. Lisa, this is what I said. My baby. Well, y'all know it's my grandbaby, but I call her my baby because I mean she's been with me literally. When I say been with me, meaning she's been in my bedroom since she was 9 months old. She's 10 years old and will not leave my bedroom. Me and my husband had to go down the road somewhere and do the hoochie coochie shoot. Sometimes we had to go do it in the car. But he's my husband and we could do that. But anyway, I asked God if he lets me live to see her turn 18, he can come on get me. He can come on get me. Cause right, best mom, Lord have mercy. Had to go down the road, go on the dirt road. I ain't 16 no more. That be hurting sometime. My back be hurting back there in that back seat. I ain't built like that no more. I had to send them away for a weekend somewhere. Get him a paid vacation for a weekend. But y'all, I mean, seriously, live life to the fullest. Okay. I will come on here and thank God every day if that's what I want to do. April, February the 9th of 2023, I lost my daughter. She was 39 at the time. And I'm not ashamed to talk about that because she OD'd, and I speak on that, you know, in front of an audience at certain places, you know, speak of OD to younger people, you know, try to prevent somebody else from, you know, dying like my daughter did. I speak to groups about it, you know. I miss my daughter. I miss her every day. I walk past her urn every day and I tell her I love her. I touches her, I'll, you know, kiss my hand and then put it on her urn and I'll let her know I'm thinking about her. I miss my daughter every day. Every single day I miss my daughter because she would call me daily. She had my name tattooed on her body. I mean, that was my baby. I mean, she was like the baby of the older girls, but y'all know I have a 18-year-old and a 15-year-old, but she was the baby of the older girls, and I miss her every day. I do. I miss her every day. So April, I know how you feel, love. I do. I really do. Um, to me, a parent should never bury their children. The children are supposed to bury mommy and daddy. You know, mommy and daddy is supposed to live to 70, 80 years old, and the children should, you know, bury the mom and daddy. The mom and daddy should never have to bury a kid. Never. That's how it was for me, April. My daughter didn't have anybody's name on her body but mine. Right, Lisa. That's one of the reasons why. Well, the people, it was two different schools reached out to me, you know, and asked me would you know, speak, and I agreed to, you know, because if I can touch a teenager and they don't go out there and do no drugs or whatever, then you know my job was done. My work is done. If I just reach one person, and that's with any of the content that I'm going to be doing. Um, if I reach one person, then it was worth my time to get on YouTube, regardless of if anybody's in the chat or not. If I can just touch one person and make a difference in their life, then I'm good. I'm satisfied. I mean, but I hope y'all will stick with me during this transition, because I am gonna, you know, do what I said I was gonna do, you know, the CPS, real life events, stuff that is going on today, you know, stuff that is not downgrading anybody, it's not belittling anybody. I'm not going to be out here talking about nobody's mom or daddy, whether they dead or alive. I'm not going to do any of that. All that's in the past, that which I've never talked about anybody's kids or mommy and daddy. I never done that. I never talked about no deceased people unless I was talking about my daughter or my granddaughter. But what I'm going to talk about is real life events. It's happening to people today. Um, Maybe some of my health issues, you know, will reach somebody. They're going through the same thing I am, and I'm over it. Cancer free, just like, you know, a lot of people. Um, but if somebody's out there with the same type of cancer I am, and I'm sitting here telling y'all I beat cancer, and it gives these people the hope and the strength to go out there and fight that cancer and be okay tomorrow, then I'll put it out here, and don't care who uses it against me. I don't. I didn't ask to get cancer. Cancer invited itself into my life. I didn't call. Look, cancer. Look. Okay. Yeah. Can you show up? You know, hit the lung. You know. Yeah. Okay. So you'll be here in November. All right. I got you. No, I didn't do that. Cancer found me. Okay. Now, I've always been worried about breast cancer because both my grandmas and an aunt had breast cancer. And I was always concerned. And I go yearly and let them smash my little titties in the pancakes. And hurt. It hurt when they do that. But I go every year and let them smash my little titties. Nobody in my family has ever had lung cancer. My niece had non-Hopkins. Um, those are the only two forms of cancer besides the breast cancer, you know, that was in my immediate family. I mean, like, nobody goes outside and look around in the yard and say, I'm going to go find some cancer and eat it today. That's not how it happens. That's true, April. Right, Spencer. I mean, you don't go outside and look for it to happen. You don't pray at night, God, please let me wake up in the morning with cancer. No, you don't do that. Cancer is nobody's fault because, like I said, we don't ask for it. Cancer is not nobody's karma. God don't work that way. Because I did some shady stuff back in my day, he gonna give me cancer because I did that. No, that's not how God works. That's not how it works. No. He's not gonna give me cancer and cause me to go through all this just because I beat some girl up at the club when I was 20 something. No. Hold on a second, y'all. So, I mean, like I said, nobody asked for cancer. Nobody asked for death to come into their lives or their home. Thank you, Best Mom, for stopping by. I really appreciate that. Nobody asked to get sick. I mean, life happens. Lisa, we appreciate you, darling. We really do. But life happens. Life happens every day. Um, I can't use. Okay, let's pick at Spencer for a minute. Spencer, go outside, and she gets stung by a bee. I'm gonna use something simple, Spencer, because I don't want to speak nothing on you. But just say you go outside and you get stung by a little bee or a little yellow jacket. Am I gonna come out here and say, well, that's what she gets for being over there in UP's chat? No, I'm not gonna do that. That's not what you do. That's not how it works. Spencer got stung by that bee because that bee was out there in the yard. It's summertime. Bees are out there. They're gonna they're gonna land on you and they're gonna stay. My granddaughter got stung out by the pool. I mean, it happens. But yeah, like I said, y'all, appreciate y'all for being in here. And when I do content, whether it's a live or a video, um, it's gonna be real life issues. That's true, April. But listen, April, let me tell you. And like I told in my last live, because evil doesn't live in my heart anymore. Okay, God brought me too far for me to sit here. Hey, Jamila, how are you? God has brought me too far for me to sit here and harbor evil in my heart. Um, I let all that go. And I said in my last live that deep down in my heart, I forgive. I forgave Nina for what she did to me. I been forgave that girl. And I wish her the best in life. And I hope she's enjoying her little life, her peace. I haven't been to her channel. I don't know if she's came back or not. But I wish her nothing but the best in life. And anybody else that has spoke evil against me, I wish them nothing but the best in life. But they can't dox me anymore. They can't. 'Cause they done doxed me all the way out my drawers. So, exactly, April. Well, Lisa, I mean, I really don't care about people knowing about my cancer or my heart condition or my shoulders because I put this shit out here myself. You can't dox me with what I put out here myself. You can't dox my deceased parents because I put that out here myself. You can't dox my deceased daughter. I put that out here myself. So there are some things that happen in my life that I would never share on the internet. But I done told y'all back in the day I was a little hoe for a minute. I sold dope for a little minute. I did. I would buy them little girls food stamps, which I regret I ever done that. I ain't gonna lie, but I would buy their little food stamps. But the girls I bought from, they needed the money for a light bill or something, gas for their car, something like that. Now, if I knew they done drugs, I didn't buy them stamps. But if they needed to pay their light bill or they needed some gas in their car to go to work, I bought a little bit of food stamps from them just to help them. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes I would just pay their light bill, and not take their stamps and let them go buy groceries. It whatever they wanted. But hell, this is when we was in the apartments. Half the time their kids was at my house eating anyway, so I know the kids was getting fed. They be at my house eating. And don't cook on the grill because I got to feed all the kids. Like, you think a kid come up and ask me for a hot dog, I'm going to tell them no? No, I'm going to put some extra hot dogs on the grill. So when they come through, there's some hot dogs for them or a burger. I used to buy those. I don't know if y'all got a Piggly Wiggly, but Piggly Wiggly would have like a box of burgers that was in an orange box. And I think it was like 24, 18, 24, something like that. That's what I would get and put up. When them children come, I'm going to feed them children. So anyway, y'all, I'm all over the dang on place. But anyway, I'm going to be talking about real life that happening now. And I may go back into my life and tell y'all some of the things I did back then. And everything I did back then, even though I was selling dope or whatever, I wasn't doing bad stuff to people. You know what I'm saying? Now, in my clubbing days, I'd go to the club just dang on fine. Exactly, Lisa. Exactly. One thing for sure, two things for certain. I don't live there anymore. Girl, God built me a brand new shiny house. You understand what I'm saying? A brand new shiny house, and can't nobody throw mud on it. Because when they do, God wipes it right on off. And I will forever stand and testify for what he's done for me and not be ashamed of it for 1 second. And that's true, April. I mean, and I'm not talking bad about the parent because as a parent, you're going to do what it takes, to take care of yours. Some of those little girls, and y'all know how apartment complexes is, everybody right there together. Some of those little girls had to go to work. They might work. There was little waitresses. They might work 4 hours a day or 4 hours in the afternoon, something like that. I would go, they had to go to work and they couldn't afford a babysitter. So I would go, door to door, make sure the kids is okay, feed the kids, get the kids dressed. Let them come outside and play with my kids till their mama got home. They were 12, 13 years old. You know, that would be okay. But I felt better knowing that they were in my yard or in my house. Y'all see what I'm saying? Sometimes there would be 6 kids in my house that was not my kids because their mama had to go to work. And most of these little girls worked at these 2 different restaurants in Pembroke where I lived at. And they wouldn't work no more than 5 hours a day. I mean, I would let the kids, the one that done the morning shift, the breakfast shift, I would let the kids sleep till about 9 o'clock because school was out at summertime. I let them sleep till 9 o'clock. I go knock on the door, get the key from the hiding spot, wake the kids up, get them dressed, and let them come on outside to the house. You know, I would cook them something. In the summertime, that's all we used to do is put food out on the grill because it's too hot in the damn house. You turn that stove on and it's going to kill your air conditioner. So no, I'm going outside and putting some burgers or hot dogs or pork chops or something out there on that grill. And I mean, if one mother can't look out for another mother, then I mean, what's your problem? And I'll be the first to admit that when I was going back and forth with people, I was on this YouTube too long, neglecting my kids, even though my kids is, you know, could take care of themselves. And my grandkids' mamas, they live right here. You know what I'm saying? But that was time wasted that I could have spent with my family. But I'm on YouTube going back and forth. No, that's gone. That's over and done with. That's a done deal. The only thing I'm gonna go back and forth with is good content, and I'll go back and forth with God. Well, God, you know this is a hard task for me, but I'm going to work through this. I'm gonna get it done. You said that if you bring me to it, you'll bring me through it. So I'm going to rely on God bringing me through whatever He brings me to. And let me clarify: am I a Christian? No, I'm not. Have I been to God and repent to God? Forgive me for my sins? No, I have not. I've not done that. I haven't. But when the time comes for me and God to get right, me and God's gonna get right. Okay. I'm not going to pick him up today and lay him down tomorrow. No. Once I pick God up, it's going to forever be me and God. I'm not going to be out here doing the devil's work, but still claiming I'm a Christian. I'm not doing that. I'm not. I don't play with God. That's one thing I don't play with. I don't play with God. I don't play with God. I don't. The one person, the one being, the one highest, whatever people believe in, that one thing that could strike me down, I'm not going to play with him. When he come get me, he ain't going to say, I'm going to snatch your breath because you out here saying that you follow me, but then you using my name in vain. No, that's not going to be me. That's not. But anyway, y'all, we've been on here an hour and almost an hour and 15 minutes. I didn't mean to do that. I just wanted to come on here and tell y'all what the new content on this channel will be. And I'm going to go ahead and get all myself together for tomorrow's live. And like I said, I want to play the content so y'all can hear it. April, I uninstalled YouTube completely off my phone. It was, hey, Yvette, how are you this morning? It was you and Miss Cynthia and Blue. I could not see y'all for the life of me and didn't know why. So I uninstalled YouTube off my phone. And I was in UP's live that night on my tablet. And I said, well, let me uninstall this off my phone. So I uninstalled it and reinstalled it. And then I saw you and Cynthia in Unspoken's chat. So I don't know why YouTube chose you three ladies for me not to be able to see, but I see y'all now. So yeah, I uninstalled it and reinstalled. That's crazy. Because I know I had never blocked you or Miss Cynthia, because I'm just learning of Miss Cynthia through JJ. So, and Blue, I mean, I have been following Blue forever. So I don't know why that, girl, bye. I don't know, but I fixed it. I'm so glad I can see you now. I don't have to say, can somebody tell April hey and give her a heart? I can give you a heart myself now, good friend. You and Miss Cynthia and Blue. But anyway, y'all, we're going to go ahead and get ready to get off of here. And like I said, I'm going to make sure I have a second device tomorrow, because I'm updating my computer. Like I said, it ain't been turned on in months. So it's some cleaning got to be done and updates got to be done. But I'm sure between now and tomorrow afternoon, between me and my grandson, we'll get it cleaned up. That's true, Lisa. And I'm not knocking nobody. I'm not knocking nobody in their Christianity. Uh, I was raised holiness. And let me say this, and then I'm gonna get off. I was raised in a holiness church. We went Pentecostal for a while, but then my dad joined this holiness church. Now, at this church, women could not wear pants. Okay, women could not wear pants. Women were not supposed to be preachers. Okay, this is the religion now. This is, I'm not saying all of it's my belief, but this is, the religion. No makeup, no tattoos. You're not supposed to pierce your ears. You're not supposed to alter the body that God gave you, is what the holiness thinks. Right, Spencer? Like, putting holes in your ears is altering the temple that God gave you. Your body's your temple. Um, a woman's not supposed to cut her hair. Women are not. A woman's hair is her glory. You're not supposed to cut your hair. Okay, that's how I was raised. Being, when Christian ladies supposed to have on a dress at all times. You weren't even supposed to wear pajama pants. No nail polish all day, Yvette. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. And if you did, you wore makeup and painted your fingernails, you was a Jezebel. That's how they looked at it. But I'm not saying I believed in all of it. I mean, you weren't supposed to cuss. You weren't supposed to be out drinking. You weren't supposed to be in the world. You're supposed to live of the world, but not in the world. Okay. The way I was raised, Christian people didn't do what sinners do, meaning, the drinking, the smoking, the cussing, the gambling. Christians wasn't supposed to do that. But modern day Christians, or other religions can, their beliefs different, and that's okay. That's what they believe in. I ain't got nothing to do with that, and they ain't got nothing to do with what I believe in. Everybody's entitled to their own beliefs when it comes to God, religion, or whatever. But I'm just telling y'all how I was raised. A woman didn't wear anything pertaining to a man. You go to church, you pray, you worship the Lord, and when you leave that church, if you're a Christian, the way you acted in that church on Sunday, you're gonna act like that every day of the week. Every day. And back when I was going with my parents to church, it's women, and some of those ladies are still living, that are way older than me, has never wore pair of pants. When we were farming, Some of these ladies from the church would help. And out there in the tobacco field, these ladies had on dresses. They didn't have on their pants. No. But again, I mean, I was raised that way. Righty there, you couldn't put on him in front of your mom and daddy. No, ma'am. I remember one time I got a pair of my brother's pants and put them on. I was just trying them on, you know. And my mama said, if God come get you right now, you think you're going to heaven with them pants on? And I mean, we had to wear dresses in the cold, snow, everything. We had to wear dresses. My mama would buy us tights to help keep our legs warm in the wintertime. Girl, and them tights would be so itchy, but you didn't put no dress on. Regardless, you didn't put no dress on. Yvette, when I turned 18, girl, there was a lot of stuff I started doing that I wasn't allowed to do. I left my parents' house, started hanging out with dudes and throwing it out of both bloomer legs, just all kinds of forbidden sins. Tattoos, piercing. I remember when I got my tongue pierced, my daddy about had a heart attack. And I was trying to talk with my mouth closed so he couldn't see it. And he saw it. And then my daughter, at that time, she was young. She was like 16, 17. She said, Grandpa, she got one in her belly button too. Oh my God, what did she do me like that for? My daddy jumped all, you going to hell, you going to this, and you going to that. I was like, Tina, when I get you home, I'm going to beat your ass. Because she didn't have to tell my daddy I had a belly button ring. She didn't have to tell him that. I said, when I get you home, I'm going to beat your ass. But I didn't beat her, y'all. April, girl, let me tell you. And Spencer and Yvette, if I'm wrong, y'all let me know. It was hard, April. It was hard. You see all your little friends at school with pants on and these little tight shirts on, and they was looking cute. I mean, and here you is with a dress down to your damn knees, past your knees, with a pair of fucking tights and Sunday go to meeting shoes on at school. Don't nobody send their kid to school like that. Right, April. I can sit and go back on them memories and just die laughing. Die laughing. But the thing is, as far as going to school dressed like that, I wouldn't be the only one, okay? Um, you see all kind of girls in dresses and tights and Sunday go to meeting slippers. Like you had to wear all this to church, but then you got to go to school and wear it. You bet we could not wear pants to school. I didn't get my first pair of pants. I was 17 years old when I got my first pair of pants, and my mama's mama bought them. She sure did. But I couldn't wear them till I went and stayed at my grandma's house. I couldn't wear them at my mom and daddy's house. I wore them pants at my grandma's house. And tennises. We couldn't wear sneakers to school, tennis shoes or whatever you want to call them. We couldn't. Right, Spencer? April? My daddy was a deacon. My daddy was a deacon. So imagine living holiness and wanting to wear some pants and your daddy a deacon in the church. The people would have talked about my daddy. Oh, he letting her run around here in pants. You weren't going to shame my daddy. No, you won't. No, you won't. You weren't going to shame that man. And then when I finally was able to get up out of the house, people say, y'all better not mess with her. That's Doc Hunt daughter. And they do my sisters the same way. You better not mess with that girl. That's Doc Hunt daughter. Doc Hunt don't play that. Doc Hunt come get you. Doc Hunt got pistol. I mean, it was crazy. And then when I did get to start going to clubs, my brothers, my daddy would say, if something happens to your sister while she's with y'all, it's y'all's fault. I'm going to put it on y'all. And my brother, I could be talking to a dude, and my brother say, what you doing? Get from over here. We in the club. I'm holding a beer. And you telling me I can't talk to a dude? I'm like, my brothers was cop blockers. They would block you. They done me and my sisters the same way. We started going to different clubs than my brothers just so we could talk to some boys. Like, Jimmy, don't do me like that, bro. Dang. And dude look good too. I remember this one guy named Alex. I was from Pembroke. That's where I was living at. I had done moved out my mom and daddy's house when I was going to the club. I couldn't go to the club at their house. I had moved out. And I was from Pembroke. He was from Red Springs. And we met up there at the club that night. And I told my brother, I said, well, dude gonna take me home. He gonna take me home. My brother said, the hell he is. You getting your ass in the same car that brought you to the club. So what about I had to have dude to meet me down the road so I can go. I'm like, get your ass away from me, Jimmy. That's right, April. And Yvette, right. I mean, no matter how you was raised, you should always do the right thing. That's right. That's exactly right. And in your heart of hearts, right from wrong. You know, don't do that. Don't play like that. You know when you right or when you wrong. I mean, you know better than to go out here and shoot, kill, and rob. You know better than that. You know better than to harm a child or elderly person. You know better than to harm anybody. I mean, that's crazy. And not only y'all, not only am I going to do content on CPS in Robertson County, I'm also going to do it on law enforcement. I want y'all to see how some of the police are in Robertson County. That's right, Yvette. Nobody's perfect. Lord knows I'm not. Lord knows I've done my share of stuff, and I don't do anything bad now. Like, I think that my tongue, okay, my mouth is my worst enemy. And I'm learning how to control that. Now I just have to learn how to control my brain, like, and what I'm saying, control my brain, like posting on my community wall. Now, sometimes I will post some shit on my community wall, and it might be a little shady to some people. And that's something else I have to work on. Me, myself, can only fix me. You know what I'm saying? Nobody else can come and fix me. I got to fix myself. I got to learn my rights from wrong. I can't sit back and say, well, because Yvette does it, I can do it. Okay, Lisa, thank you. Okay, Yvette, that sounds good. That sounds real good. You'll be more than welcome. Come in the chat, say drop the link, and I'd be more than happy to let you up. I sure will. Because some of the things that's going on in Robinson County with the CPS is wrong. It's foul. That's right, April. Lord have mercy. I mean, you can take and take and take to an extent, but eventually you will get tired of getting popped in the chin. Okay, you're not going to keep busting me in my mouth and I ain't coming back with a fight. You're not. You're just not going to keep doing that. I'm not going to let you keep busting me in my mouth. Okay, Yvette, I mean, I'm going to start the new content tomorrow afternoon. Like I said, I get off at 12:30. I'll come home, take my shower, eat me a little something. I don't have an appointment. So I'm going to say about 3:30. I'm going to say between 3:30 and 4 o'clock. I'll schedule it and then I'll share it out. That way y'all know what time it'll be. But yeah, you can't keep getting hit in the mouth and think it's okay. You're not going to knock my teeth out and I not come back, put my damn teeth back in my mouth and knock yours out. Okay? I mean, I'm not going to be on here no more doing tit for tat. What you say about me, if that's what you believe and that's what they believe, fine. That's what I did. Go ahead. Yvette, you is exactly right. And I want to read up on the story of the CPS worker in Alabama that left the baby in the car. April is going to start tomorrow, honey. My live streams with this new content, I'm going to set them for afternoon on my days that I work. The days I'm off, I'm going to set them around the same time as this morning, around 10 o'clock or so. So with that being said, y'all, I'm going to go ahead and get off of here. I said that 30 minutes ago. But I appreciate y'all for coming by. I really do. I appreciate the support. I appreciate the love you guys showed. It touches my heart that y'all are interested in the CPS cases in Robinson County, that y'all interested in, the health issues I've been through. It really means a lot to me. It do. That means a lot. Oh, April. You see that, Yvette? They love you, girl, because your middle name. Well, no, we love you too because you're a sweet person. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and get off from here. And like I said, I appreciate y'all for stopping by. And I appreciate the support that y'all give me. I'm also going to start doing some shout outs, some short videos, shouting people out. Content creators and the subscribers. The subscribers don't get enough credit to me, y'all. They don't. The subscribers that don't do content or don't hit panels, they don't get enough recognition, because without the subscribers, what's the point of having a channel? Okay, Yvette. Okay, so this is what we'll do. 2 days a week, I will do the CPS content. And 2 days a week, we will do healthcare content. You know, our health issues, the subscribers' health issues, just in general. I think that'll be good. Okay, you let me know when she's off, and you let me know when you're free, and I can schedule for y'all's time frame. I'm gonna put my email down here. Y'all can email me and let me know what's going on in y'all city. I mean, if I need to look up y'all city and check on their CPS cases and stuff. So that's what we'll do. That's my email address right there, y'all. I'll put my email address on the community wall. Yvette, you email me, let me know when you're free, when your sister's free, and shoot, I can schedule it y'all time. But I'm gonna go ahead and get off from here. My husband took my daughter to do the baby had her infusion today. So I'm gonna get off and make him some lunch. He's on the way home. I'm gonna make him some lunch. And then I might come back later on tonight. Yeah, then email me and let me go check some stuff out, babe. Okay. But I appreciate you guys for coming by. I appreciate y'all for staying as long as you did. I mean, all right, Spencer, I'm gonna make him a grilled chicken breast sandwich with lettuce, tomato, mayonnaise, pickles, and purple onion. That's what he wants. And some fries. That's what I'm gonna make him. But I love y'all and I appreciate y'all. I really do. And we all just going to get close over here and we're going to talk about real life issues. That's what we're going to do. But y'all, I'm going to go ahead and go. And like I said, I'll see y'all. I might come back later on the day just to come back. But I'm going to make my husband's lunch because the man pays the bills. I'm going to make his lunch. He keeps my lights on. He keeps my insurance going. He keeps my Wi-Fi on. And anything else I want, he makes sure. The only thing he don't keep on me is my bloomers. Now, the bloomers has to come off, okay? But anyway, I appreciate you guys. I love y'all to death. And if I don't see y'all this afternoon, I will see y'all tomorrow. And UP, if you happen to watch this, enjoy your vacation, honey, and forget about YouTube while you on vacation. All right, y'all. I love y'all and appreciate y'all. In the meantime, between time, peace, love, and happiness.